Local split screen mode is a mode that Dragon Ball fans and casual gamers alike made fond memories of back in the day on PS2 on Budokai Tenkaichi 3. So it's no surprise that people are disappointed at the rumours that there won't be split screen mode on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But could we still see it? Is it still possible? I'm your boy Kaizen and we're here to discuss it. So leave a like, subscribe, follow my socials down below, and let's get straight into the video. So it's important to note that a lot of people that played Budokai Tenkaichi 3 back in the day and all of those Dragon Ball games on PS2, many of them may not have played the recent Dragon Ball games, but have come back because of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. And honestly, I understand, Tenkaichi is goated. But we do have to understand that local split screen mode is not as essential in fighting games as it was back in the day. Of course you'll see it in Tekken, in Street Fighter, and those usual like 2D fighting games. But with 3D arena games, it's not as common, but for multiple reasons. Yeah, maybe the optimization isn't great, but they can still do it. But it turns out there's another huge reason, and that's what I'm going to talk about today mainly. Now if you're like me, the news about split screen mode isn't too deep, like maybe because I'm young. I didn't have Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I played it, but I didn't own it myself. My first Dragon Ball game that I owned was Battle of Z. Yes, I know, please don't make fun of me. But I completely understand why people are, so upset about it not being in this upcoming game. Countless people have very fond memories of playing with their brothers, with their friends after school, on the PS2, just connecting two controls and playing together. But even then, I was honestly quite surprised that someone with my small following still got a bunch of comments across YouTube, TikTok, everything, Instagram, saying that they won't even play the game if it doesn't have local multiplayer. And honestly, I respect that. Like, if you got siblings, if you got friends that you play with after school, more power to you, play with them. But why wouldn't Sparking Zero have local multiplayer? Why isn't it going to, supposedly? Yeah, it might be because of like poor optimization for 3D arena games. Like, I've played local split screen mode on Xenoverse 2, I've played it with like my cousins and whatnot. It works, but if you're trying to play seriously, like, it's not great. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not great. But obviously they're gonna put a lot more effort into Sparking Zero than they did ever with Xenoverse 2. So why can't they just put it in as a feature, great or not? Why can't they put it in? Well, it turns out there's a much deeper reason. We got a bunch of info from the devs themselves regarding local split screen mode, as well as some other stuff. I'll put the tweet up on screen right now, but I'll read it out to you. So here's the tweet by DBS Hype, go follow them, they're the GOAT for Dragon Ball news, like the absolute GOAT. Dragon Ball Zero new tidbits. Local split screen mode won't be available because of problems with Sony and Microsoft. They're working on a solution, but as of now it won't be in the game. That part is very important, we're going to get to that. Story modes confirmed, following and evolving from Tenkaichi 3, so anyone who doubted, this is basically Tenkaichi 4. This is Tenkaichi 4 under a different name. The game's cover art is ready, the design is going to be similar to the previous box arts. I heard they're going to get the same artist from like Tenkaichi 2's cover, I don't know if that's true. The game will have fusion characters and Dragon Ball movie characters as well, that's very good to know. I kind of knew that, well, we knew they're going to have fusion characters, but I'm wondering, did they say fusion characters separately? Like, we obviously know Gogeta and Vegeta is going to be in the game, and Gotenks. But do you think they specifically mentioned fusion characters because we're going to be able to fuse mid-battle like in the old games? Like, if you had Goku and Vegeta in a team, they could just fuse in the middle of a fight. Like, that would be really cool to know, and just really cool to have in the game. And movie characters, of course that was kind of expected, but that also makes me think we're going to get like all of the movie characters, not just the really prevalent ones. Like, obviously we'll get Super Gogeta, but this probably means we're going to get like Lord Slug, Turles, Janemba, and even the older ones. Android, was it Android 13? Android 13, Cooler's a must, come on. And you get the idea. New trailers will be revealed in the coming months, revealing new characters and features. That's to be expected. The features part is what I'm really looking forward to. Like, characters, we're going to get them. We're going to get them no matter what. But features, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I want to see a mechanics breakdown, the controls breakdown. I want layers to the mechanics, I want layers to the combos. I don't want to just press one button and get all the combos, But what other features could we get? Special abilities, I've talked about that. Like, if you're using a character with a very specific ability, for example, if you're Captain Ginyu, could you swap characters with someone? Swap bodies with someone? If you're playing as one of the androids like 17, do you get unlimited stamina? If you're playing as Zamasu, do you get healing powers or like whatever else relates to his immortality shit? And you get the idea. So now obviously we're here to talk about the split screen mode, and after that I will talk about the story stuff, like that actually has piqued my interest. But let's talk about it. So basically what it's saying is Sony and Microsoft, I'm gonna say how it is, they're being greedy bastards. They're being greedy bastards, and no surprise, they are greedy bastards. What they want is, they know that if people have local split screen mode, and being as big as this game is gonna be, if you have local split screen mode, people know like, oh, if I don't have the game, I'm gonna play with my boy, you know? I'll play on their PlayStation, I'm gonna play with my brother, you know? Whereas if it doesn't have local play, and people have to play on one screen, on one console, they're basically saying, go buy your own. Give us more sales. Buy the game as well. Buy it on our platform. Don't buy it on their platform. And that is very frustrating. But then they specifically said, we're working on a solution. But as of now, it won't be in the game. And notice how at the end of the tweet it says there are going to be more trailers coming soon, with more features being revealed soon. So what I think they are doing is, they want it to happen, and they're hoping they're going to be able to reveal it soon. It will be a huge reveal. They know how important this is to Tenkaichi fans. It's just that they don't want to give us a false promise right now. And you know what? We have to respect that. Because imagine they promise it to us now, and then when the game is about to come out, when people have pre-ordered it, they've added it to their wish list, we don't get it. Can you imagine the disappointment? It's going to be worse than the current disappointment. But now it's important to know what's happening with Xbox right now. They're giving their first party games, or at least a lot of them, to PlayStation, most likely. That's going to be revealed in a few days. But if you're keeping up with gaming news in general, you know what I'm talking about. Starfield, Halo, Gears of War, Hi-Fi Rush is coming to PlayStation, it seems. I think it is guaranteed. Oh, by the way, a little clip I'm adding in here while I'm editing. You know how they said they're going to be more trailers and whatnot, revealing more characters? I think that they're going to reveal like trailers for certain arcs, like specifically Sparking Zero. I think that's going to get its own trailer. And as for GT, if that's going to be in the base game, that will be a separate trailer of its own, although there's a good chance that'll be DLC. But yeah, that's what I wanted to add. But what I'm thinking is, and by the way, I am not expert. A lot of you guys in the comments, you probably know better than me. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to spread misinformation, I'm just thinking out loud. Feel free to correct me. But does this mean like Microsoft is kind of like giving up with the competition a bit? Like many people are saying this means this is the end of Xbox, this is the final generation of Xbox. Soon they're going to be like the next Sega. No more consoles, just games. And they're working on PC stuff, and their games will be on every console. Oh well, it's gonna be on PlayStation, let's be honest, and PC. It won't be on the Switch. So could that mean that due to like not caring about competing with PlayStation and getting all the game titles on their console, they'll be like, you know what, screw it, just take it. Like if people play the game, they can play it on your console too. I do hope that at the very least, and I don't think this has been confirmed yet, at the very least, if we're not gonna get split screen mode, we have to have crossplay mode. We have to. And you know what, I know PC is another story, but between consoles, between Xbox and PlayStation, we have to have crossplay mode. Like it's 2024, it's going to be the same game on each console. There is no reason to not have crossplay mode. If anything, that will just damage the game more. Imagine your boy is on Xbox and you're on PlayStation, and you can't even play the game with them, and they have the same experience with you, or they have the same experience on their console as you do with your console, but you can't play with them. That would just be ridiculous. And that's the bare minimum. But what we really want is split screen mode. We can go to your boy's house, you can go to your cousin's house, your brother's house, or if you live with your siblings. Okay, I gotta give a shout out to you guys. If you live with your sibling right now, like, you know how cool it is to be able to just boot up the game and play split screen with your boy, with your brother, you know? And with a game like this, you're gonna want that. So with all that said, is split screen mode gonna be in the game? Yes, they've said as of right now it won't be, but the definitive answer is not a no. It's not no. It is possible. It is in the works, but I will say don't get your hopes up, but definitely look out for it. And they've also stated that, I don't think it's in this tweet, but I'll find the tweet and put it on the screen. They're open to hearing like what the fans are saying, they're open to criticism, they're open to fan suggestions, and they're gonna like implement what the demand says for the game. So if enough people ask for split screen mode on the game, which it seems like the fans are urging the devs to add it in the game, I think they will add it. Like if they see that people are genuinely upset about it not being in the game, they're gonna do it. Like not often do you see game devs say that they're looking for what the fans are asking for, you know. In fact, nowadays it's the opposite. They don't listen to us, you know. They're just making everything DLC. They don't care what we say. They don't fix the games when we ask them to. Like, well, it's different for different companies, but for the most part, these guys just don't listen. But for them to outright say they're hearing us, they're listening to emails, they're reading comments, that says a lot. So I will say don't get your hopes up, but personally I'm quite optimistic about this. I definitely have hope, but I'm just not relying on it. And I feel like you should be the same. So will it be in the game? The answer is maybe. Now I just wanted to talk about one other thing, and that's about the story mode. It says that Sparking Zero will follow and evolve from Tenkaichi 3. So what does that mean? Tenkaichi 3 obviously came out in 2007. It covered Dragon Ball Z, right? So for it to follow likely means, and it honestly is confirmed, we're gonna get a continuation of the story. We're gonna see Dragon Ball Super, and that's what we've been asking for as fans. Like, I love Dragon Ball Z and I want to play the Dragon Ball Z story mode, but we've also seen it 1,000 times. I've played it at Battle Z, I've played it in freaking everything, you know? Of course I know they changed the storyline in some games, like in Xenoverse, and I think in Shin Budokai back in the day, but for the most part we've seen the same game over and over. It's in terms of story mode. So yeah, we're gonna see Battle of Gods, that's inevitable. We're gonna see, I know they haven't shown Resurrection F, personally I think it's inevitable. And the fact that we saw Bergamo and Android 17 in his MIR shirt and all that, I think the Tournament of Power is inevitable as well. One arc that they haven't shown anything of, no characters of, but I think it's a must. The Future Trunks arc, the Goku Black arc, because the popularity of that arc is so, honestly, like, you'd think that everyone only talks about the Tournament of Power, but Goku Black being as popular as he is today. I know Zamasu is not as popular, but Goku Black and that whole arc low-key story-wise was the best arc of Dragon Ball Super, except for the ending. The ending was an ass pull, I'm not gonna lie, but other than that, like, it was a great arc. I remember when it was airing, like, everyone was on the edge of their seat, like, where is this going? You know, we didn't know what was gonna happen the next week. I remember at one point we all thought Goku Black was Goten. Yeah, comment down below, do you remember that? Like, if you were watching Dragon Ball Super back in the day, if you're somewhat of an OG, 2016, do you remember the theories where Goten was Goku Black? I genuinely believed it at one point, you know? And other than that, we have plenty of reason to believe they'll cover the whole of Dragon Ball Super, or at least the main arcs. I think the Universe 6 arc has to be in there as well, you know, the Universe 6 vs Universe 7. And I can just imagine Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku versus Hit as a story mission. Do you know how fire that will be? It's gonna be. Do you know how fire it will look with those graphics? Yeah, it's gonna be fire. Now the question is, are we gonna see Sparking Zero in the game from the base game, no DLC? That's what I'm worried about. My big concern is the superhero movie gonna be in the DLC or the base game? I think it has to be in the base game. I'll be really disappointed if it's DLC, but we're gonna see it, that's for sure. We're gonna see it in the game as part of a story mode. Now as for Daima, that's 50-50, because I believe this game will come out either during Dragon Ball Daima's airing, which will be around from October 2024 to I think April 2025. I think it'll come out right when it's finishing. That's why I think it's 50-50. Like, I won't be surprised if it's DLC, but if it's in the base game, respect. And one of the reasons why I think it might not be DLC and it'll be in the base game is because they know that Dragon Ball is going to get so much content in the future. Like, we're going to get more movies. They've already said 10 plus years of more movies, more games, more manga, more anime, you know? And if you're keeping up with the manga, you know we've already got 2 fire arcs. We've got another arc coming. We're going to see Moro. We're going to see Gas. Black Frieza in this game. Imagine a trailer dropping Black Frieza DLC. That will break the internet, I'm just saying. Okay, maybe not break the internet, but it will break like the anime side of the internet and the gaming side, that's for sure. But I don't think we'll see manga stuff for a very long time. But because I see this game being supported for so long, just like how Xenoverse 2 has been supported for the last 7-8 years, I think eventually we'll get to the point where that's animated. Or well, Dragon Ball Super is definitely coming back. Like, Daima or no Daima, we're gonna get Dragon Ball Super back. We're gonna get the current manga animated and extended, you know, because the anime and the manga is different. And we're gonna see the current manga characters and manga storylines in this game, but I believe as DLC. But yeah guys, if you disagree with me at any points, or if you have anything to add on, or if you agree, even if you agree with me, I'd like to hear any of your thoughts. Comment down below, don't be shy, comment down below. Follow my socials in the description. Feel free to chat to me, I'm active on everything. Check out my other videos. Look, there's some videos on screen. Why don't you click them right now? I think you'll like them. Please like, because the algorithm cares so much about likes these days. It's kind of ridiculous. Subscribe, and I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by summer. I've been your boy Kaizen. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, and peace.